Hello and welcome back everybody, I'm One Proud Bavarian and we are in this completely secluded, tiny and isolated village that does really nothing but tend to its very own field. This is what is called a HAUFENDORF, where you have pretty equally partitioned plots, and then of course behind them you have forest, and that forest is meant to, actually be cut down. This is why we built this guy right here, and then afterwards be turned into actual land for agriculture. And I'm going to tell you that this land for agriculture sucks. Nonetheless, we're going to do this because it's better to do something than nothing, and, well, it just will look really cute. This is a tiny village, don't get me wrong here, and we have already built a bigger Straßendorf over here now in this secondary region of ours. Today we want to go and, well, do the big project. I'm going to tear this stuff down and replace this down, but this is not going to remain here. We are going to build our village, our HAUFENDORF, for this iron deposit right there, in the hope, oh my god, I hope that this can make me enough money that I don't need to be worried about it anymore, because, well, like I said, our clay deposit has given us most of our income so far, and yeah, that one is running out. Now, the big problem that I had with placing down the village center right here is that we, well, quite literally cannot build a well in any good location. This sucks. This is a bad well, okay? So having this water streak right here makes it so that the actual attractive area, this is a trade route, it's a king's route, it is directly connected to our main territory, right, to our main village along the river right there. It is just not accessible. Traditionally, you would surely want to get the fastest and the easiest way of producing, or rather, bringing all of the stuff that you are producing to the river, because that is the easiest pathway of transportation, of course, right? So we might be looking at this, but we don't own that land, so instead we would be looking at this. It is exclusively going downhill, and then ends up here at the toll house, probably turning this area right here into the future river right there. It is pretty straight, so the actual stream here shouldn't be that difficult to handle either. Well, okay, anyway, so what we're trying to do here is try to find a spot for the well that isn't kind of awful. I think I'm actually even going to move this windmill. I originally placed it right here. I thought this is pretty open and elevated area, but you know what? Just looking at this, I have to think maybe we can place the windmill, like, over here. This comes downwards, right? Yeah, it's a downward slope right there. I think we're going to end up with something like this, where the windmill stands pretty much on its own, and I'm going to, like, pack one house next to it. We talked about this, of course, in the past as well. These windmills were operated maybe even by the actual person, the locator that would found these villages, like the Waldhofendorf, that would colonize this with the task given to them by somebody in the aristocracy. And once that village is founded, that locator would have the right to found a windmill, but may very well sell that right and then, do whatever they want to do. Like, for example, found another village. Some career locators did exist. Now, in this case, we're going to say they actually settled right next to this windmill, like so. I want a relatively big estate, they just love having some space. Then we're going to connect this, maybe even give them their own well, and you're going to live there on your own, further away from the village society, because you are an outcast, which, well, actually isn't that unlikely for somebody that was the miller. Being a miller is a dishonorable job, or rather it is not eligible for honor. So that was a pretty interesting system right there, but that leaves me with a situation where I can actually place the village center right there, without the windmill, kind of destroying the view. The idea here being, we're going to start yet again with a church. I want a pretty big church. Then in front of that, probably we're going to place the actual market square. Next to the church, yep, okay, look at that. We can have a well right here. We might even extend it, so I would like the village to look something like this. I don't want to have it too big, but we're going to have a secondary well right there, just so that I don't forget. We're going to upgrade those as we go. And then, of course, come the most important parts here that we're building, starting with the marketplace. What do we do with you? I think we're going to run a classic thing here, where we will have a square marketplace directly surrounded by the church. Let's map it out like so. Man, I cannot wait for the big city project, because that will be an incredible amount of planning. You can already see right here that the game sometimes wants to sabotage you. This looks fine. This is a huge marketplace. Probably too big, but we're going to put it down there nonetheless, and then we're going to take a look at what we can do. So this road, I think I'm going to move this road. We're going to have this road feed directly into the actual market square. Let me just redraw this here. So what we want here is that this road ends up in our market square road, like this. That is what we're looking for. That will give us the general direction, the general cutting kind of, artery for our Haufen village. Because obviously, just because it wasn't planned doesn't mean that it was nonsensical. So what I'm saying here is, most of the villages that we plan here, that we build and that we take a look at, were fundamentally planned villages that were fit to wherever they were being placed. Whenever it made sense, they would build this. Whenever it makes sense, they would build that, right? If you are at a long trade route, that in itself is very much a very clear kind of call for a Straßendorf, whereas if you are working with a forest like this one, that's a Waldhofendorf. You will build a different structure and go from there. Now, the Haufendörfer aren't like that. They formed relatively naturally, but naturally means not random, right? The idea here being, if this is an important road, because you can see the road goes directly to the food supply, and then, of course, at the same time to the main area over there, which at this point looks so cute. Look at that. Yeah, I like that. Okay, it would mean, of course, that there's food supply over there. That is an important road, and then this one connects directly to the King's Road. That means that when people settle here, they will do this with the idea that they care about the village center, because this is where everybody passes through forcibly, and that is where you can do your business as well. And you know what? I just noticed something. I actually wanted to place down... there we are. I wanted to place down a pasture over here. I almost forgot about this, but I didn't. Boom. There you go. We have a little bit of a pasture space right there. And then let's go back to here. Alright, anyway, with that being done, let me start placing down the buildings that we need. I need a tavern, and I've always... Oh, and did I actually... Ah, that's so annoying. When it overdraws it. Let's connect you like so. There you go. Yeah, okay, that's better. Okay, so I will always like the idea of having a small tavern directly facing the church. That is the most beautiful thing that you can do as far as I'm concerned. But I think in this case, we're going to actually put the manor here, which means that there is instead a space right here for the tavern. Let me think. We have a church, we have a well, we have a tavern. We don't have anybody that lives here yet. We do obviously really care about this production, although the bloomery production will actually happen down there, so it will be somewhere outside of this area. I do want a trade hub. So let me make sure that we place that one as well. I want this one close to the King's Road, you know, only because that is its literal purpose. Let's place you like this. We could maybe do with a livestock trading, but honestly, who really cares? The manor will have to wait. It will come eventually, but for the time being, this brings us now to the stage where we will literally just go and draw burgage plots. So again, the manor will go here, and you know what? Let me actually outline this. I'm going to make it slightly bigger than the market square so that it looks a little bit more impressive. There you go. Yep, doesn't look too even. Sometimes that will happen. And that gives us the central back road here. And you know what? Doing this with central back roads here as well, we're going to have a road, obviously, leading down into this direction. All right, and now we are going to plan out these plots. So again, this will be... It's a big question mark. Until you've actually started building it, it's never too clear whether what you are building makes sense, whether it is beautiful, you know, classic stuff. It is worrying. So don't get me wrong, if you build something like this, I am worried every time I do it. So if you're worried while you do it, yeah, that is an adequate feeling. You got the feeling figured out. So we're going to very close here to the actual location. We're going to say no backyard. I want a relatively cramped city center. And then we're going to follow that up with a road behind it. Oh, what is this? What is this curve? What is this curve? Jesus. I guess that works fine. Then we're going to place more houses right here. And these will have a bit of a backyard. This is not the biggest city, this is not the biggest town, right? So let's make sure that there's an urban core, but at the same time, let's not make it too tight. And then over here, we're gonna build houses like this. Boom. We'll have this main road right here. You can see it is tightly connected to the church pathway. We're gonna have it almost connect. There's a slight offset right here. And then we're gonna have the... burgage plots immediately behind it. Yeah, you can see the random shape. If you compare this to the Waldhofendorf, where everything is very much equalized, and actually I made these too long, but that's okay. I think they're double houses. But when you see that, then, yeah, I think it should be pretty obvious that, again, this is a Haufendorf right here. I'm gonna drag you in like so, I think. There you go. This will also become a part of the village, right? This one is probably going to become very rural, then the work district, and that is about it. Whereas I would like to follow... You know, maybe we're going to have a bit of a distance right here, but then I would like to have some type of village over there as well. So you can see right here, we're planning in a much less organized way, but it is all following a certain logic. This is an important route. It goes directly to the King's Road. And then, of course, that means that we will want to place down some houses like so. I think we're going to go ahead and... need to remember that we need granaries and all that stuff as well. Don't really want to not have those. Let's connect this directly. And then we're gonna go ahead and place... Oh, that was so close to being such a cool house. I'm not sure that I can do this. You know what, let's do it like this. Sure, makes sense. Now, the other thing that we are missing, of course, is that we... Well, at least some hitching posts, I think. I would like to connect it in relatively seamlessly, if possible. And you know what, the hitching post just canonically makes the most sense, I think. Relatively close here to the... Oh my god, are you not snapping? That's so crazy. To the trading post here. My god. Okay, we're gonna put it right there. That is very, very close. Very nice. A pack station will also be great. We do want to trade, of course, with the other regions. We might even need more than one pack station, but you know what, for the time being, let's just ignore this. And then, we come to this point of the entire story. Oh, the storehouse is slightly... How about this? Yeah. We can build it like this. We're gonna lead one road, like so. Nope, that is... What the hell is that? It keeps just freaking out for no reason. There you go. We're gonna have the warehouse right there. I think a granary adjacent to it as well. Oh yeah, that's it. And then we can probably fit down another house. Oh, come on. Legally, you owe me a house here. Alright, and I am out of timber right now, so we're just gonna let this sit, right? We're just gonna finish this very first kind of expansion of this village, but I think we're already getting there. I am doing too many squares here, I think, but the orientation of the houses should make this okay. We'll see how it pans out. I think we're gonna have some more houses there, some more houses there, and then we're gonna actually start giving these people jobs, because right now we're just building a lot and they're not really doing anything. I think we're gonna have like a lot of really bad farming, but of course we are then going to be massively focused on the iron deposit, and I might even put down 2 or 3 here, right? I think you can have multiple labs and multiple mines on one actual outcrop here. Let's hope that that is how it works. Right, and while we are here, we've already cut down a ton here. I'm going to start placing these fields and then assign them to the already existing 1.6 Morgan. That's pretty big, I'll admit, but I think it's okay. I'm going to just assign it to the already existing farmhouse here. I'm going to redraw this road, obviously. The idea being that we're going to get 3 here. You know what, I'm going to get rid of this road right now. We're going to get 3 here. And can then, you know, have 1 per year that is new. I think that makes a lot of sense. Let's lead you in like this, maybe. I'm just not sure how I connect you down here, right? Because there's no distance here. So this wheat is only going to become active in a bit. Let's push you up like so. There we go. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. That's beautiful. This means we can redraw this now. Boom, there you go. I don't know, I wish I had a field that is like slightly different here, but that's okay. I think that's okay, right? Surely it's not awful. It probably is, really. Okay, while they are building that village over there, let me take a gander at this. So I want to build a mining pit. Yes. I'm gonna pause this. How much does this actually cost? The mining pit. Oh, that is dirt cheap. Okay. No deposit in range. Okay, so this is 1. Oh, wait. Oh, you can build several. Okay. If I can build just 3, that would actually be amazing. If that is at all possible. Boom. Come on. Come on. No deposit in range. I'm gonna try to reposition them. Maybe 2 is the maximum. Listen, we need maximum production because I am worried that we shall go bankrupt. Okay. Yeah, okay, so I really think it's impossible to do more than 2. If we can only do 2, then I at least want them to look relatively decent. I don't know what that means. Is this already the upgraded version? I don't think it is, right? So I cannot quite tell where the mine entrance will be. I'm sure that a more experienced player with the update here will know what that looks like. I want there to be a middle path, basically, between them, if we can. And I think this should do the trick. Yeah, look at that. Okay, so this will make it so that they both access through one particular set of paths. And then can just lead out from there. There you go. Yeah, okay, sure. I'll take it. Wait a minute. I would rather turn you around so that we're not looking at the exact same model with the exact same orientation. Are you turned around? I can't tell. Oh yeah, okay, so this is a different orientation. That's completely fine. And look at that, they have been pretty fast at cutting this down, which means I can place these horrendous fields. But I'll place them either way. There's nothing you can do about it. Are they good? No, absolutely not. Will I still do it just because that is what they would do historically? Yes. Oh, and there are bandits. Let me just set this properly, and then we're gonna kill those bandits. Alright, so the bandits are all the way over here. They're probably going to come for Rohrloch, which is nice, because this is a decent area to fight in. It looks pretty cute. And, well, we do have full troops here, although I could upgrade the retinue, I guess. You know, I think we're just gonna hire mercenaries here. Furdau, Kleinau, Schweniari. Let's hire these guys, and then we're gonna use our main forces here, and together we can surely crush them. They said they would arrive in Schweniari. That is not... that is not where that is, but okay. Whatever you say. And so, my friends, here we are. We're looking down, of course, into our beautiful Straßendorf, and I gotta tell you, the cinematics of all of this is always just so impressive. What a gorgeous game. Our crossbowmen, I don't think, will arrive in time. Maybe we'll just seek battle, of course, with our enemy, von Bärenreuter, right here. They're going for the archers, which means I will intercept them here. Because we can't have that one. But I think this will be a pretty clear, resounding victory right here. Let's go and take a gander at this. I should have placed a road so that I could have exactly spawned in there, but you can see already our troops are rushing in. The archers are still firing. Luckily, that is just mercenaries, so if they die, they die. It is what it is. But then you can see us crushing them right here. Obviously, they're just bandits. Man, I do love the St. George flag. Wait, is that the St... That's not the St. George flag. Which one is this? Like St... I actually don't know. I don't recognize the iconography. By the way, look at that. Yeah, we have crushed them. Is it already over? Wait a minute. Oh yeah, they all fled. Now, you know what? Having hired these folks, I was, in the past, of course, talking about getting some salt. And this right here is the only rich salt deposit that we have, huh? We do stone. Yeah, we got a bunch of stuff here, but... only one rich salt deposit. So we would want to go for Wildfeld. And I just might. We will cut his territory in half. And although this is not very important, we're gonna do something here. Do you have anything else going on in Wildfeld, by the way? Let me just double check this. What do you got? Nothing. And nothing. You have nothing. But you will be able to send me a lot of berries, I guess. I'm not sure how I would use this region. Like, there's just not a lot here. It's very far from the river, right? What do you do if this is a bad fertility region other than mine the salt? I mean, I guess that is literally the only thing that we're going to be doing. And, well, there you go. Let's claim it and let's destroy him. Okay, this is going to be an awkward fight. I didn't realize that you would just, like, walk them into the center of that circle, because that is not a great location to fight in. Okay, well, as you can see, his mercenaries are very far away, all the way down there, walking peacefully through my new territory, which is good for me, I guess. I really want to go in there. If I can win this before this ticks down, then we would be golden, obviously, right? Let's just make our way there. I'm pretty confident with some, you know, tactical movement we can win this as it... Oh, the battle begins immediately. Okay, well. Let's move, of course, our melee units right there. Then with the crossbowmen we will go around. I hope that they will sooner rather than later get their own icon, you know that? That would be awesome. This is not your classic battle, I think. The way this works is just, like, very all over the place. I want to surround them here so we can rush in there. They're definitely also going around here. And my crossbowmen are basically cooked here, I think. Can reinforce it. I mean, you know, they're not my crossbowmen, so it's not that bad. But it's not great by, like, any measure at all. Ooh, what is your modifiers? There's, like, you can't see the enemy. I think that is what... Wait a minute. Where is the enemy? They are in combat. Like, they didn't leave. Okay, good to know. Why don't we just, like, pull you around like so? We just gotta find those troops. I don't know, they the troops are gone. Oh. Wait, what? I'll take it, but am I losing it? There's no corpses. Did they just, like, despawn? They were like, ah, you know what, I've had enough of this. I'm getting out of here. Oh my god, they broke so quickly. I complained in the beta version, right? If you recall this, we were fighting on that death bridge, and I was like, they just never fled. Did they change the fleeing? Oh my god, we engaged for 2 seconds. Oh, wait a minute. No, we didn't. Oh my god. I think they may have made, like, combat way more damaging. Look at how fast these units wipe. Oh, that's interesting. I'm I'm not sure exactly what to think of this, but I mean, we win. Yeah, there it is. Battle for Wildfeld. Huh. That was a crazy battle. I didn't lose any of my villagers, I don't think. Yeah, they are full. I did lose most of my retinue, but Jesus, it seems like people break so much more easily if they are exhausted. I think that might be it. They had a full, thick 36 unit retinue, and that normally does not go away, you know, without like a long fight. Right, so let's take a look at this, right? We got these mining pits. We want charcoal, of course. We're going to unlock this sooner rather than later. We just need charcoal burning, but that does mean that I need a lot of wood cutting down here and then a lot of reforesting. So this goes hand in hand. I'm just going to plop you down like this. Maybe give you a bit of variance by pushing you behind this road, but it doesn't really matter because, hey, you're not going to see too much of this anyway. I don't want this tree stuff here cut down. I'm going to tell them specifically to do it further in the back. And then, along this road, I would like an outpost that isn't the same as this village. I want these to be separate. And this outpost is going to be responsible, if I can find it, for this right here. There it is, the bloomery. So we're going to, I think, build 2 of this. I have to see whether I have to do more going forward or not. I don't really want you directly at the trade route. Let me do this with a little bit more curvature. That is too much curvature. That's okay. There you go. We're going to put the bloomeries right here. Not the smith. I'm going to have the smith indeed in the main area. And then we're probably going to start selling tools initially. Right? Obviously, long term, we want to turn this stuff into armors, into weaponry. And then the people actually working here will live very close by. I believe, yes, okay. It's not the closest thing, but I've seen things further away than this well right here. We can just lead this in right there as well. Beautiful. We're going to build 1 storage area. There it is, storehouse. Right there. And then the rest here will become maybe even a Straßendorf. I don't think this would be too bad, right? We're just going to have these workers live directly where they work. And you know, looking at this now, I think I'm gonna start fishing this. And did I even put, by the way, I didn't put a granary here. Jesus. What was I thinking? We're gonna put a granary here, I think. Gonna leave some space. Oh, I do not have enough goods. Okay. We're gonna leave some space because I'm actually gonna work this pond right here from both sides. So I want these to be independent villages. But I think we're just not fishing fast enough. Look at that. That is incredible. You get so much out of that. There it is, if I only could find the fisherman's hut. Let's put you in there. I mean, why not? Yeah, this village is going to run this right there. Then they're also going to have the only mill. Again, is it, you know, the most optimal solution? Probably not, but that's really besides the point. Take a look at this. We got this nice separating forest right here. I think they can probably see each other from a distance. It really isn't that big of a difference. The idea is all about the illusion at the end of the day. You know how it works. But you can see that this will be a very tightly settled area, of course, with the HAUFENDORF here being the most prominent one. They also get the manor, they get all that stuff, and probably not actually a fence. I don't think we're going to fence this village. The fence obviously is not intended for that, and maybe more importantly, I don't think it would look that great. So why do something if it just looks kind of, you know, sucky? Alright, now let me check. Could I theoretically not have goods? Okay, so we cannot build this. We are lacking in stone. I think that is like the only thing that we're actually lacking. We have a tiny supply down there. I'm just going to place this down. I want to harvest this. We're not going to upgrade too much in this region. Probably not going to put too many of the houses that can viably do this into a +2 either, you know, where I actually upgrade them. I will upgrade to level 2 until we reach the point indeed where we are, you know, where we get 2 of those points that we need. Let me check this. We need charcoal burning and we need deep mining. But other than that, I think everything, almost everything here will be just a 1-family household, except of course I might upgrade like a bunch here to level 2. You can see progress is happening. The map is pretty full and it is pretty interesting. And this is something that you should always keep in mind because that is a real effect that you can see right here. Look at how much space this village takes compared to this one. And now let's take a look at this. So we have 39 families here right now. 69. Obviously, we have a bunch of houses, you know, over there, all the way over there, etc, etc. But this right here is such an efficient way of building because everything is planned. The HAUFENDORF is not planned. They are irregular plots. Everything here is just happening. Again, the manor house goes there. I think we're going to have a couple more buildings over there. But by and large, I have fully planned this out. Long term, if you really wanted to take a look at this, right, let's just upgrade here real quick. Long term, you're probably looking at the expansion of this village if it were to become a proper city, going right here and then all of a sudden this right here will grow to be one city, probably, you know, with access to the actual river. But other than that, that is probably the area of expansion. It will be along the King's Road. It makes so much sense. You can see it here already. Okay, now let's take a look at this. I do want the charcoal kiln. And traditionally, this would be done inside of the forest. We've talked about this in the past already, that you would do it directly where it is and then you transport it from there. I don't want it close to the houses. Having it close to residential areas is a recipe for disaster. I think I'm gonna do it like actually slightly. I might even move all of this foresting stuff slightly further into the back. You can see that it's literally not even staffed. So you know what? We're gonna do this. I'm gonna use this forest as our proper forest. And you know what? For that, I'm gonna do the rare thing. I never, never do this. But this time, I'm actually gonna kind of mark an open space here with a field. So that we have something nice to look at. Right, let me take a look at this. Can we make this happen? We're gonna grab the woodcutter's lodge. We're gonna transport you right here. Boom. I want another one. I hope this is even the right one. We're gonna build you right here. Then we're gonna be building new things. There it is, the charcoal kiln. My god, only one. I wonder how many we need right now. I'm just gonna place this one. We'll see whether it's enough, right? It is what it is. We'll figure this out as we go. We got time. We do have time. And then we're going to place you right there. And the last one, of course. Come on. There you go. Right here as well. And so we have this kind of open space where they do this work. This very, very important work. And I think we can lead it directly. Oh, we totally can. That's beautiful. I love that. Okay. Everybody connect up here. And I hope that this will be enough and that this will actually work out. But I love this open area. Look at that. Yeah, I really do like this. Okay. Alright, now let's take a look at this. Can we build this yet? No, we cannot. I have to assume. Yeah, look at that. It's still not finished. There's so much going on here. So I have now rushed a couple of things. We're going to take a walk around this area here in particular. Don't get me wrong, once it is actually finished, that is. But for the time being, all you need to know is that I did initiate trading. It is manual trading. We don't even have a horse, but we will buy one relatively quickly now that we're actually making money. And we have already dug up like quite a bit. This is all working. We're all doing really well. But oh my god, it is taking ages to build anything. And I mean this... I mean this in the friendliest way possible, okay? But it's just taking so long. Just literally because, well, all of these logs need to be transported somewhere. Okay, let's take a look at this. How are we gonna build you? I could do with a central building, and I just kind of might. I think we're gonna turn it slightly at the very least. Then, of course, we're gonna put in the garrison tower. Boom, there you go. And how are we looking about, how are we feeling about a tax office? I feel like I want it maybe here. And that is also then where we're, oh, let's see, I think we're gonna build it like somewhere like this maybe. And now let's talk about the walls and the gates, right? I don't think we want a lot of the outer towers. I don't think we are very interested in that. Not at all, right? But I mean, it takes a bit of commitment at the very least. How are we doing here? That is nice. Yeah, I like the way that this actually shapes up. Let me just check here that this isn't too annoying. No, look at that. Yeah, okay, I like this. I think that is fine. I think this is actually golden. Now, obviously, we do want a road inside. Oh, and that screws things up. Oh no, what happened here? Jesus, let me pull you back maybe. Maybe there's just too much of a curve in here. I think this is fine. Right? I think this looks okay. Oh, you know what? Actually, I need to correct this. But other than that, I think this is fine. Yeah, look at that. Okay, this is nice. This is pretty cute. No towers on the wall. I am sick of the towers on the wall. Yeah, now we're talking. Okay, I need more of these planks, and then we can push this one out as well. Alright, and as we are building here, we now unlock deep mining as well. Let me just, without looking too much at what is going on here, let me just upgrade you guys, right? Yep, we can do this easily. Boom, there you go. Pumping out, and that guarantees that we can now have a permanent source of income in form of trading, well, whatever we actually make here in the deep mine. And oh my god, the royal tax just rose like crazy. Am I losing my mind? 882? Oh no, I must have... Oh my god, it's so much. How did that happen? Am I gonna... Wait a minute, I don't have that much population, do I? I have 233. 211. So now it's twice my population, I think, at least roughly, you know, just a guesstimate. That's really bad. Is it because I finished the second manor? Does it actually do it like per region of a manor? Okay. Yeah, I mean, so currently, let's take a look at this. We're not making that much money off of this. Okay, I am in crisis mode right now, okay? Should I just get rid of this manor? Oh, I really like this manor here, though. I think I can eat this 1 year, but I have to think about that. I have to think about that a lot. Okay, let's finish building stuff here, and then we'll go from there. I have to actually look up what this tax looks like. It just doubled. This is an incredible increase. I think it is per region in which you have a manor. Is that correct? I think so, at least. Ah, and here we have yet another battle. Yeah, these bandits will never learn it. Oh, that was perfect. Look at them go. Now, I actually want to keep track of this, right? So, we are looking at this. Yeah, wow, look at how much faster they flee. Maybe, I don't know, maybe the beta version was balanced differently, or maybe I just had fewer troops and that is really all it was, but that is incredible. I don't even think I need to raise anybody. I think the mercenaries here do this all on their own. That's pretty incredible. Yeah, that's great stuff. Really nice. Okay, folks, I am not done with it yet, but for today I will call it a day, basically, and that means that we are going to take a good look at this new region that I have now so extensively settled. Again, all the way back there is our Rundling. This right here is our toll house, which I think has turned out really, really nicely. And then, since I cannot literally cross that bridge, I'm going to teleport myself across it, and I'll see you right there as we start exploring this new area. You can see right here we come from this toll house, and once we start walking it goes slightly uphill, but you can almost immediately see civilization. Now when I mean see, again, we work with visual barricades a lot. You can't really see this from, you know, the human point of view, but this right here, these are already fields. And then immediately in front of us, at least I think it should be, there it is. You can see the windmill turning in the distance. This is the HAUFENDORF that has very, very swiftly created a scenario where I could build up this region very quickly. First of all, there you go, we have paid our respects. You have over there, you have of course the locator's windmill house and, well, the windmill itself. And then right here, the proper village that existed largely to cut down that forest, clear more space for whatever agriculture we want to do, and then deliver those actual logs, of course, to our main villages so that we can keep building them. I'll be honest with you, that project has been taking quite some time, and I now suspect that I kind of screwed myself by virtue of building the manor in that new location, largely because, well, I don't think I can afford this just yet, but with a steady income, of course, of, you know, selling whatever we can produce out of iron, things will only get better. Now, this village right here will not be a very prosperous one. It is far off from the main trade routes. That is not the point. This truly just exists so that we can keep supplying ourselves with more and more food. Now, let's jump into a different location so that we can explore this world from there. If we go further into this direction, we will go through this relatively light forest, and I think we can see it at least partially, meet the main village or the main town of this particular region. But of course, we're not here for that just yet. When we take a look at this, this is a clearing that I have artificially created, thanks to, of course, a field placement. We have foresters here, we have a logging camp, or rather the woodcutters here that then, of course, go into the charcoal kilns right here. This is the heartblood, I think, of any economy that is forest-based, right? We are maintaining the forest while at the same time extracting the optimal amount of energy from it. So this right here is, I think, a really cute little thing. Normally, I leave the forest where it is, but of course you would have a clearing. That is what you would do, right? And that is exactly what I try to do here. Now, if we do follow this particular pathway, and I'm not sure that it has been built yet, if not, then we're going to explore this, of course, in the next episode, but we will find our two beautiful mines. I have upgraded them now. I initiated the upgrade, at the very least, for the deep mining, and I'm pretty sure that we can already tell. Can we tell already? From how I understand it. Oh, look at that. The mine shaft. God, I love that. That looks so cool. So this will be a very, very forward-facing economy right here, because this will always be needed, right? The people that dig here themselves won't be rich, but the landowner most certainly will, and in this case, of course, that it does. If we go even further, and I'm not sure I might teleport this here, I might just cut it out, but if we go even further, we find the actual metalworking village. Keep in mind, the main town, and I think we're gonna see glimpses of it, but the main town isn't directly related to this. The people working here in the forest economy, that are working in the mining economy, and ultimately are working here as well in the creation of the iron. Oh, look at that. Yeah, this guy still has so much, so many trees on his particular courtyard here in the backyard, I should say. This right here, oh, you can't even see it. That is so cool. Because of the hill, we cannot properly see the village that is literally all the way over there. Anyway, we have formed this village right here. It primarily exists for, again, the metalworking economy. I am building even more bloomeries. Can we see? Oh, we cannot see the town from here. That's incredible. We are building all of this stuff. I think I've put down a couple of fields, like there's one up there, there's a field over there. Then of course if you go into this direction, that is where we just were, in that other village. But for the time being, yep, this is where we create the iron ingots, the bars, that we are then of course sending off as we are trading them away. Let's jump into our Straßendorf, with which we have begun this particular region. Down there, if you remember, is also where we get to the Dreiseithof. This is the original location, or rather we come to the river if we go down there. And then right here is something that you should be pretty familiar with, because you've seen it, although in a different state. You can see the church here and everything as well. I love that. I want to probably reforest this at some point, but I did just need to work the land. So, you know, it looks the way it looks for a very good economical reason. Take a look at that. Yeah, he is doing a grand job. Love the guy. Oh my god, I love the way this literally melts into the ground. That's kind of insane. Anyway, if we continue onwards, you will see that the Straßendorf has expanded significantly. At least as much as a Straßendorf will. This right here, and I wish, you know what, let me jump in here. I see what went wrong here. Thanks to this right here, we cannot actually see this, but basically, I placed this right here, you see this field, then we see a pretty large house, a pretty large estate, right? And then you have a secondary field is there. So I basically expanded it again, but this is less an expansion of this actual village and more its own estate that has settled in this region. Anyway, this is where we just had the woodcutters over there. And then, of course, we have the main Straßendorf, where you can see that I have pursued a steady expansion as it made sense economically. And even here, you can't see the main village. Oh, it's so well hidden. God, I love forests in this game. I love the way this game looks. It's incredible. There's so many great city builders coming out. Pax Augusta, of course, again, Anno 117. I'm looking forward to all of those, but I doubt, as the game lags here, I doubt that they can do what this game does in terms of just looking good. So you can see we have a sidearm right over there. It is connected and surrounded by the actual fields of this village. And then we have, of course, the original sidearm that leads down to the pond, which is now also settled at least from one side. We have still very much the same things, you know, that we had before, that the idea being the kind of goal of this village being that this doesn't really have too much to offer in its own right. Yeah, sure, they produce their own food, yada yada yada. Currently, they don't even have their very own mill. I might put one up there just to have two in the region. The other one is very, very far away, so I might just do that. But primarily, what this really does here is, first of all, pay your respects. What this does here is that you want, you know, the actual merchants to come by, to stop by, and maybe spend their dimes here. I also do need to, by the way, rearrange the market. It looks actually, I'm looking at this now. I mean, obviously, you're glitched into the other one, but this is such a nice half circle from both sides. I think that is how we're going to have this market once everything is said and done. This is the sidearm, and then if we go up there, we will come to the main village. And now, let's take a look at the main village. Down here, you can see that over there is the Straßendorf. You can see the church very much. Then we have some big fields right here. They are pretty big. Again, we might just, and I think now that I look at it, like this right there, we're going to put a windmill there. Makes perfect sense to me. We have a steady surplus of population. Of course, we're going to build a proper industry, you know, with smiths inside of the village right here. I want to build weaponry. I want to build, let's see, how about some tools, you know, that kind of stuff, so that we can guarantee that we are not flooding the market with iron products and can just keep selling it ad infinitum. This is a very independent region, at least food-wise so far. I have to make it independent money-wise as well, because right now, man, these people are burning a hole into my, oh my god, where did this come from? So you can see, there's this beautiful forest right here that is a visual blockade for our main village right here. This village, again, is a Haufendorf. Everything is kind of weird. There's still so many upgrades that I need to do with this because, well, it just takes a long time to upgrade things. You can see we don't even have the secondary level of the church. I think I want that. You let me know what you think there, right? But the idea being Where we are walking currently is the major road. If we go further down there, that is where the entire metalworking industry is. And then we are going to have our trade outposts and all that stuff right here. Now, more importantly, this right here, again, is the King's Road. This right here is a road that we are building. But you can see that this is the same road that goes into that farming village that I had, right? The HAUFENDORF. And then even further, of course, into our core Rundling. And you can see that this street is massive. Oh, where the hell are you? Oh my god, she is panicking. This is a massive road. We have basically built our very own economic purpose. Whereas originally the Straßendorf in this region was entirely just channeling and leeching off of everything going down the King's Road. That's not the case here. And you can see we have to still build so much more here, right? Like, this is the manor. I haven't even built the main attraction, like the main kind of walls and the tower and so on. But you can see right here, it is all kind of scrambled together. We will have a massive market when everything is said and done. A big church. I will upgrade all of these houses to level 2. And maybe later even to level 3, although I wouldn't want to bet on this. But you can see it right here. This is relatively random. The plots are not the same size. They are all doing their own little business. I would assume that this grew over, well, centuries, quite literally. And sooner rather than later might even become the main side of this region. So let's take a look at this. Again, this is the Straßendorf. I really like the way this came out. If we hover over this, we can see the swing around here, and boom, that is the HAUFENDORF. Again, we have a main road and artery right there, but at the same time, of course, we are looking at everybody just kind of coming together as they saw fit building them. I tried to do it in waves, right? Where you have like, this is one wave, then this is one wave, this was one wave, and so on and so forth, rather than just purely random. I think we're going to have a couple of houses in the back here, and then you could literally not even see it from down below. Isn't that incredible? That, like, because of this hill, you just literally cannot see that there is this village behind it. I really love that. We might put some more forest over here just because it's kind of cute, but you can now see this entire region. It is tightly settled, and it will cost me so much money. I don't think we're going to do too much here. I'm going to upgrade it. Obviously, next video, this will be a topic. Other than that, though, we are looking towards salt. I want to refine this region right here, right? I've already placed down a couple more of these fields right here, and I feel pretty good about how this looks now. Let's take a look at it from the top of the church. Yeah, that is, oh, that is so nice. That is cute. I like that. But that leaves us where we are. We're going to expand over here, although I can already tell you this region will be very sparsely settled. It will maybe not even take one episode. We might already do something else as well. And then afterwards, well, we are promptly walking towards the only 2 other regions that I actually care about. Frankly, I don't care for you. You are completely irrelevant to my interest. Maybe we're going to build like a fort up here just to make it look cool, but wait a minute, how tall are you? Let me just double check this. I don't know. It's not really worth a fort if you ask me. Anyway, what I'm more interested in fact, way more interested in, is building another farm industry right here, right? This is very fertile land. And then the final city right on this stream. So we are slowly but surely walking towards the last episodes of this campaign as we try to build the ultimate city here in our beautiful, beautiful region. Folks, I will leave you right here, and I will see you later, alligator.